In Kansas, a silent tragedy is unfolding on city streets and in small towns. The homeless community, already struggling, now faces a deadly new threat. This isn't about personal failure. It's a public health emergency fueled by poverty, mental illness, and a toxic drug supply. The numbers are stark, but behind every statistic is a life cut short: a parent, a child, a veteran. The rising death toll signals a breakdown in the systems meant to protect our most vulnerable. This crisis isn't limited to big cities. It's hitting small communities even harder, where resources are scarce and every loss is deeply felt. Many homeless Kansans are isolated from healthcare, living with untreated trauma and pain, and turning to substances that are now more dangerous than ever. The streets have become a final, lonely resting place for too many. It's easy to look away, but this crisis is rooted in issues that affect us all: lack of affordable housing, gaps in mental health care, and economic pressures. The deaths of Kansas's homeless are a warning that our current approach is failing. We are losing people who have become invisible, and their deaths reflect a deeper societal problem. Understanding the root causes and acting on them is a moral imperative. Before more lives are lost, we must face this crisis head-on. The main driver of this surge in deaths is fentanyl, a synthetic opioid so potent that just a few grains can kill. Dealers mix fentanyl into counterfeit pills and street drugs, often without users' knowledge. Many overdose victims never knew they were taking fentanyl. A single use can be fatal. For the homeless, who rely on unpredictable street sources, every use is a deadly gamble. Fentanyl has changed the rules. Overdose can strike anyone, even those who use drugs only occasionally. Outreach and education are tough when the danger is invisible and information is scarce. Fentanyl's impact is clear. Overdose deaths have skyrocketed, and the homeless are especially at risk. Alone in a tent or abandoned building, a person overdosing on fentanyl often has no one to call for help. The speed and silence of a fentanyl overdose leave little chance for rescue. This crisis is not just about addiction, it's about survival in a world where the next dose could be the last. The threat is everywhere, and it's growing. The need for urgent action has never been greater. To grasp the true cost, we must see the faces behind the numbers. Cooper Davis, a Kansas teen, took half a counterfeit pill laced with fentanyl and never woke up. His story shatters stereotypes. This crisis isn't just about addiction, but about one mistake, one moment. The homeless face these risks daily, often with even fewer safeguards. Dealers now reach users through social media, making deadly drugs accessible to anyone with a phone. The digital marketplace has become a pipeline of poison, targeting the vulnerable and the young alike. Cooper's family, left with unimaginable grief, now fights to warn others. Every overdose is a personal tragedy, a lost child, a shattered family. The homeless lost to this crisis are individuals with stories, not just statistics. Their deaths leave a void in our communities and demand our attention. Cooper's story reveals a new front in the drug crisis: social media. Dealers use platforms like Snapchat to sell counterfeit pills, hiding behind coded messages and disappearing chats. For the homeless, a smartphone can be a lifeline or a gateway to danger. Online drug sales feel private and safe, but the risk is deadly. Law enforcement struggles to keep up. Dealers vanish and reappear with ease. The result: a flood of fentanyl-laced drugs reaching every corner of society. Vulnerable people, young, isolated, or desperate, are easy targets. Dealers pose as friends, offering relief but delivering poison. Social media companies have been slow to act, citing privacy and scale. Their platforms have become crime scenes, fueling the rising death toll. The digital drug trade is a crisis we can't afford to ignore. After losing her son, Libby Davis became a force for change. She helped create the Cooper Davis Act, federal legislation targeting online drug sales. The act would require social media companies to report detected drug activity to the DEA, closing a loophole that lets dealers operate unchecked. Mandatory reporting would give law enforcement the tools to track and prosecute traffickers. The goal: make tech companies proactive in fighting the digital drug trade. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas champions the bill, arguing that if algorithms can target ads, they can flag drug deals. Libby's advocacy puts a human face on the crisis, reminding lawmakers of the real families at stake. The Cooper-Davis Act is a step toward making the digital world safer. It aims to prevent other families from suffering the same loss. Change is possible if we demand it. As fentanyl deaths soar, Kansas communities are turning to Narcan, a medication that can reverse opioid overdoses in minutes. Narcan is easy to use and available as a nasal spray. Anyone can administer it. Public health leaders are working to put Narcan in as many hands as possible. Free Narcan vending machines now stand in places like libraries and health centers, removing barriers of cost and stigma. For the homeless, access to Narcan is critical. They're more likely to witness or experience an overdose. Outreach workers distribute Narcan directly to encampments and shelters, aiming to saturate the community with this life-saving tool. This harm reduction approach acknowledges that drug use exists and focuses on keeping people alive. Narcan is as essential as a fire extinguisher, turning a likely death into a survivable event. Expanding access is a practical, compassionate response to a deadly epidemic. Every box of Narcan is a potential life saved. The fight to save lives is happening on the ground, every day. The push for Narcan isn't just top-down. It's a grassroots movement. At the University of Kansas, students keep Narcan in sorority houses and train each other to use it. Local nonprofits and volunteers bring Narcan, test strips, and hope directly to those most at risk. These groups build trust, reach people who might otherwise be missed, and offer more than supplies. They offer connection. Grassroots efforts are nimble, adapting quickly to local needs. They fill gaps left by official responses, showing that small actions can have big impacts. Challenges remain: funding, volunteers, and persistent myths about harm reduction. But research is clear: Narcan saves lives. It doesn't encourage drug use. Supporting these efforts is one of the most effective ways to fight the overdose crisis. Community action is saving lives where it matters most. Despite progress, many Kansans, especially the homeless, don't know Narcan is available or how to get it. Awareness gaps mean life-saving tools go unused. Outreach must go beyond social media flyers in shelters, training for librarians and social workers, and clear, stigma-free messaging. The message is simple. Narcan is free, legal, and it saves lives. Education is key. People need to know how and why to use Narcan. Training should be accessible, frequent, and open to all. Carrying Narcan should be as normal as carrying a first aid kit. Closing the information gap is as important as distributing the medication itself. Empowering the community with knowledge and tools is essential to fighting the overdose crisis. We must build bridges of awareness and education. Every informed citizen is a potential lifesaver. The rising death toll among Kansas's homeless is a moral test for us all. It demands empathy, not judgment, a shift from blame to shared responsibility. Addiction is a disease, not a failing. Fentanyl has made it a death sentence for too many. Our response should be to help, support shelters, volunteer, or simply show kindness. We must demand action from leaders. Support laws like the Cooper-Davis Act, fund mental health and housing, and back harm reduction without stigma. The lives of the vulnerable are not disposable. Their deaths diminish us all. Hope lies in community, in the mother who advocates for change, the student who carries Narcan, the volunteer who offers help. The antidote to fentanyl isn't just Narcan, it's compassion and connection. This crisis reflects who we are. Our response should reflect who we aspire to be. Let's be a community that leaves no one behind. The time to act is now. Every life matters. We must not let another life be lost.